All right, is this going live in stream? All right. This is not going great. Sorry, I'm trying to do some software checks here and get my guest on. I apologize for that. Give me just another minute or two. All right, guys, I apologize for that. I've been trying to track down the guest while running some technical things, and I cannot. Christian hasn't been able to join so far. And honestly, I don't know if he's joining because I haven't had a response from him. Um, so with that said, I can go over a little bit, and we could just um, cut a little bit shorter, but still try to attack it from the operational side and look at what it takes to actually operate a salad house. So you can still ask questions, but I'll keep it a little bit shorter unless we can get a response from our guest. I again super. Oh, there we go. It changed for me. Super big apology for that. So with that said, I'm going to jump in here and share my screen. And we'll jump into okay. Hopefully you guys can hear me and see this. If not, Kate, can you let me know if there's any difficulties on that end? But I'll do a quick walkthrough and highlight kind of the operational side of Salad House. So walking in here, this is the Toms River location. We do this customization to try to really give that local feel. And it's also very, Instagrammable. People come and love to kind of be like, oh, I visited this store. As you walk in, you'll see that you have self-ordering systems, but there's always somebody behind the counter. So the customer always has the option, but this is the first option. And if they do use self-ordering, what's nice about self-ordering is you always are getting an average higher ticket value because it doesn't forget to ask, do you want a drink? Do you want fries? Do you want XYZ? As you look around here as well, there's not that much seating. So about 80% of the business, and it's divided a little bit between people ordering directly from us on our app or online or through third-party apps like Uber Eats and DoorDash. But about 80% of people don't ever come through this door. And then of the remaining 20% that do, a lot of them are just grabbing and leaving. So it's a huge opportunity during lunch. And it's mostly delivery. And that's why one of the biggest metrics that we're looking for are there hospitals? Are there a lot of office buildings around? Because that's the target demographic, not necessarily even who's living there. But in addition to who's living there, also who's working in the area. So jumping up here, up to the counter, you'll notice just based off of average numbers off of this salad franchise versus any other salad franchise that I could find any numbers on, Salad House is a lot higher. It's not 10% higher. It's not 20% higher. It's 50% higher or more. Um, Averages around, again, other brands, 800,000 to like 1.2 million, where Salad House is just over 1.6 million, which is incredible with 22 stores. So lots of different reasons for that. One, I believe, is being the biggest reason is we're not just a salad company. You don't have to come here and eat healthy. You have tons of different sides, buffalo poppers, things like that. Kids meals as well. Thinking about if the family wants to go out to eat, they're not just going to go get salad because the kids aren't going to get salad. Well, they can get chicken tenders and fries and a quesadilla, macaroni and cheese. We do soups, and those are seasonal as well. Keeping the menu fresh, people coming back. We also do a monthly Caesar salad. So we do have all of the salads, obviously, plus a ton of grain bowls, sandwiches, wraps, and then the option to add on smoothies, just depending on kind of your location. And we work with each franchisee in determining that once we have the space picked out. So you can see here, you can't see the food and the salad. That's just how this was already designed when we moved in, and we didn't require, full construction. But it is preferred that you're seeing the food up front, with the glass, kind of if you're thinking like Chipotle, right? And speaking of that, that's the same types of employees that you're going to be hiring here is Chipotle style. It's not going to be a chef. It's somebody who's going to grab that bowl, lift up this lid, read the recipe, go down the line, use the preset scoopers, and they're just going down the line, super, super easy. We do obviously have a hood up here. Here's our grill. We serve a lot of chicken, so we're always making chicken, but outside of chicken, the tuna, the shrimp, the salmon, and the steak are all made to order. So there's two things. One, it's giving the customer obviously a much fresher meat, and it's a lot better that way. Two, you're not at the end of the night throwing away steak, right? You're not throwing away tuna, things like that. So it's to help reduce waste. And similarly, produce is delivered 5 to 6 days a week at almost every store. Same concept. You're giving a fresher product to the customer, and you have the option now, because you're delivering every day, to be tighter on your ordering, therefore reducing waste. Fryers. So definitely sell a lot of fries, sweet potato fries, different options there. This is our sandwich station. Again, very, very simple. You're grabbing a sandwich and you're just going down the summarized recipes right there. Toaster. Jumping back here, we have a 3-door freezer, and then our walk-in 3-compartment sink. This is about 1,800 square feet. So for a store to produce, and that's, average store, we're looking 1,600 to maybe 2,200 square feet, but 1,800 is a good size. 2,000 square feet, great size. And they're producing, again, that $1.6 million average, with the top store doing over 2.5 million. Because again, it's just not that complicated. It's very streamlined. As far as the operation go, we have a very large menu that we just went over. But there's not a huge kitchen, because we're using all of the same ingredients, all of the SKU items for multiple different menu items. So as far as ingredients, because like these, some of these are white labeled and are produced by Salad House, but as far as distribution goes nationwide, we don't have any worries there. Even our white labeled, we could get that distributed nationwide. When I was asking our vendor partner, Driscoll Foods, they said, for example, me being in Utah, said it would probably be $2 or $3 more per case, per case that you get sent out. So what is that per bottle? Very minimal. But yeah, that's also been pretty much solved. Obviously, we're still expanding outside of that Northeast, but we do have that plan in place. So, okay, I'm going to check in with you. And did we get anything from? I just want to make sure I'm not still going without. If Christian is on here. Nope. So I again, I apologize for that, for making you guys wait. Hopefully this has been helpful. I'm happy to answer any questions as well. As it pertains to really any side of the business. We could go over the FDD. That's kind of how my mind thinks. It's like, what are the numbers? What are my costs? How do I make this work from a financial standpoint? And then once that checks the boxes, then do I like the business? Do I like the team? Do I like the concept? Do I like, the category of the health food and the give back and the community, things like that. Okay, do you know how to sorry guys, this is a brand new usually we do Google Meets, and that's what I'm on all day, and then I got on this one, seeing that it's a different link and a different everything, and that is 100% my fault. Can we see any comments, Kay? If not, then I'm going to leave you guys all with a giant apology that this was not prepared, and the way it should have been, with Christian and me jumping on and doing what we said we are going to do. If I could do anything to make it up to you guys, a one-on-one conversation, breaking down any franchise, any territory, whatever, I'm definitely happy to do that. We will reschedule this with Christian. We also do have recordings of several other one of these with franchisees. Again, big apology, but Kay, can we get that sent out as well? Everybody's on the call. Let's send them the link to the last few recordings as well, so you guys can have those, in your inbox by tomorrow morning. But that's all I have for today. Thanks, guys.